So I've got some more emails here. This one is about prank calls. We talked briefly last week about doing prank calls and troubling operators and fire engines and whatnot. Darren goes, "Aloha Russell, realising that I'm in Hawaii. Was listening to your latest podcast, which should be number one, and technically is because it's the top audio one. Darren's words there. Anyways, you were talking about prank calls you made when you were little, and it made me remember a prank call I made when I was about 6 years old. I used to always hide in the wardrobe with a cordless phone and prank call emergency services. One night I was feeling cocky, and I think he means that as an adjective, not a noun.
And when that was his friend.
I was feeling cocky. Cocky. I think cocky is his nickname for his own genitals. No, I was feeling cocky, and I thought these prank calls were a waste of time. It never leads to anything. Well, we all remember Animal Farm, of course, the pornography we should never have been exposed to at school, but were. And I think we all remember.
Curriculum.
It was at my school. We're all sat down in the first year, actually, and said, right, this is Animal Farm, and this is as far as we're prepared to go with you with regards to birds and the bees. The bird in this case is a chicken, and the man is a postman. Very odd. I don't think he was really a postman.
Film. I think a lot of people have, haven't they?
We all saw it. I mean, of course, you and I did live in neighbouring counties of Essex and Kent.
Maybe we saw the very same tape.
Possibly, because I noticed when I got it, mine, it seemed like it was tarnished somehow. One night I was feeling... Anyway, let's go back to this email from young Darren talking about prank phone calls he used to do. One night I was feeling cocky. He's been doing prank calls for a while, we know at this stage, and I went the extra mile. I told them my school was on fire and they should get there quick. What I didn't anticipate was the barrage of questions they would ask me, and in my panic I told the truth and gave them my real name and real address. That's stupid, isn't it?
An idiot.
Never in a prank phone call. Don't do a prank phone call anyway. But if you do one, don't give them your real name and address, because that's no longer a prank phone call. That's just an admission of your own idiocy down a phone. About half an hour later, I was being bathed by my dad. This guy's living a crazy life. And then there was a knock at the door. I knew it was something to do with the phone call and immediately began to cry, begging my dad not to answer the door. It was the fireman. Well, he says fireman singular, but then he goes into the plural, so it must be firemen. They told me off, which was humiliating. I was stood there with just a towel around me, crying in front of 10 big men. It's affected him, because the way he remembers his men is he's sexualised it a bit.
Yeah,
and 20 minutes after... Well, I don't know, but just maybe it's after you've seen films like The Full Monty.
And they felt cocky, all of them, one after the other.
Till in the end, cocky wept. Now,
Russell.
Listen, in that world of metaphor and innuendo, is it possible to tell what any of us mean anymore? Is it right to point the finger? Is it? And the answer is yes, if necessary. 20 minutes after the 10 big firemen had been round, the police came round to tell him off as well, and they had a recording of his phone call. My parents were deeply embarrassed and very annoyed, and I remember feeling very ashamed and vowing never to do it again. I only did it once again after that, and I used a phone box and a fake name. Darren, he learned nothing. I haven't learned a thing. Well done, Darren. You are wasting everybody's time. That's good, isn't it? Well done, Darren, for that contribution to our show. Don't waste people's time in that way. If you are going to do prank phone calls, what I'd recommend is often on products, like, say, for example, Volvic water, right, or Evian water, other waters are available, similarly the water in your own tap, if you're not going to get all caught up in branding, right, on the side of them bottles it says consumer inquiries 0800 whatever, and it has a number. If you're going to waste some time, waste their time, because what could you possibly want from ringing up the number on the side of a Twix or like Andrex toilet paper? There's always a consumer number. What could be a legitimate inquiry? What would you say?
Phone call once.